Good evening, everyone. Is everyone well?
Hello, Rov. Good evening.
How are you, everyone? Is everyone well? Hello, Marky.
Hello, Rob.
How are
Everybody
you?
okay?
Baruch Hashem.
and you?
Tell
Everybody
Janet,
good.
Dana
Thank you,
Skara,
Rob.
to
Sorry?
Manus Balman. We
How
done
did
it.
you do it?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate.
Remember, yeah.
Thank you,
Baruch Hashem.
Rob.
All otherwise. Everyone well?
Baruch
Thank you,
Hashem,
Rov.
Rob.
We're
How are you?
fine, thank you.
Good. So we decide that we're going to speak tonight about Lag BaOmer. But before, I just want to explain something very important. Tommy, can you see me? I'm not sure that you can see me for some reason. Oh, now you can see me.
We can see you, Rov.
Okay, Baruch Hashem, everyone can see me. Good.
Can you see him?
Okay. So tonight is Pesach Sheni, as you all know. Just briefly, what Pesach Sheni, and then we'll start the show. Pesach Sheni is for those people that was contaminated during the Pesach, and they couldn't, and you dalit in Nisan, that they couldn't bring the sacrifice Korban Pesach. They asked Moshe, and Moshe Rabbeinu told them that HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed to him and told them that they can celebrate in the 14th of Iyar, that's Pesach Sheni. And who of them was contaminated? Those that came in contact with the deceased, that means a dead person, and that was, for example, Mishael and El-Tzapan, that needed to take the body of Nadav and Avihu, that as they die. But now that's about Pesach Sheni, so just remember there is a custom to eat matzah tonight and tomorrow, and we don't we'll speak about it. I'm gonna, Be'ezrat Hashem, now I'm gonna start the shiur about Lag BaOmer, and I would like to, I'm gonna, what do you call it? I'm gonna mute everyone with your permission, so you will excuse me, everyone is muted. Now I'd like to take the opportunity to wish a long life, first of all, to my uncle and my aunt, that tonight is the Yotzai, the Menachem Zion ben Ketzia, Zehava bat Bracha Malka, Esther Kaden bat Ketzia, our friend Moti Mordechai ben Rahma, Harav Avraham Haim ben Eliezer Yaakov, that's Rabbi Tenza, Tamar bat Zehava, Rachel bat Malka Sultana, Rivka Lea bat David, ואסתר בת משה הלוי, נשמתם תהיה צרורה בצור החיים, בעזרת השם. And now for the health of ליאורה בת מרים, שמואל בן מיכל, מנשה נג'י בן פרחה, אורנה בלומה בת מרים, הרב אברהם בן מרימה, הרב שלמה יהודה בן דליה, הרב משה בן דבורה, דבורה בת אסתר, התינוק ידידיה זליג בן אשיר הרחל, משה מאיר בן חנה, חיים נחום בן צבי הכהן, חנה שרה בת דבורה בת אסתר, we say שלמה פנחס בן שי נפישה, מרדכי דוד בן לאה ומשה בן דבורה. בעזרת השם רפואה שלמה to all of them ולכל חולה ופצועי עמו ישראל בכל מקום שהם, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח.
Rob, can we add some more? Sorry to worry you, Rob. Can we add two more names?
Yeah. Sure.
Dror Bas Yochevet, Ben Yochevet.
Dror Ben Yochevet.
And Talia Bas Milka.
Talia Bat Milka, רפואה שלמה. אל נא רפא להם, לה ולכל עמו ישראל, להם ולכל עמו ישראל. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. The subject of the shiur, we say Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer is the 33 days of the counting of the Omer. Lag BaOmer, it means that it falls on the 18th of Iyar. That means Thursday night, Friday this week, okay? It's a day of joys and happiness to the Jewish people. And the Rama is Rabbi Moshe Isserlich. Rabbi Moshe Isserlich, born in the city of Krakow in Poland. He born around 491 years ago. In a Shulchan Aruch in Siman Taf Tzadik Gimel, that means 493, Siman Katan Bet, that means verse 2, in Agaha he wrote like this, Beyom Lag BaOmer, That means on the Lag BaOmer day, we don't say Tahanun and Marbim bayom hazeh k'tzat besimcha, that we're adding extra joy on that day. And we know that we don't say Tahanun. And we have to understand why we don't say Tahanun on Lag BaOmer. And tonight, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm going to bring different ideas why we don't say Tahanun. One of the common idea that many people think it's because it's the yortzeit of the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But it's not. And we're going to prove it, and we're going to bring source to it, that it's not the yortzeit of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And also in the Zohar, in Hadra Zuta, if I'm not mistaken, even in Hadra Zuta there, it's proved that it's not the yortzeit of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But first, let's start. One of the reasons that we don't say Tahanun on Lag BaOmer, it's the Meiri. The Meiri is Rabbi Menachem ben Shlomo. He born 772 years ago in the city of Papirnan, in the south of France. And in his commentary on Masechet Yevamot, on page 62, folio 2, Samech Bet Amud Bet, we learn from his commentary of the Meiri that the matter of fact on Lag BaOmer, on the day of Lag BaOmer, the plague that was on a student of Rabbi Akiva stopped. That means that the student of Rabbi Akiva stopped from dying. That's the opinion of the Meiri. Rabbi Yehiel Michal Levy Epstein, he born in a city of Novordik in Belarus 192 years ago. In his book, Aruch HaShulchan, in chapter Taf Tzadi Gimel, again, the chapter that speak about Lag BaOmer, that means 493, Seif Zayin, that means verse 7, he wrote like this. He wrote that in Yom Lag BaOmer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son came out of the cave in the city of Pki'im. That means that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, after 12 years that he was in exile in hiding, we'll get to it later on in the shiur, left the cave, him and his son. Came the Gaon Hida, Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azulai. Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azulai, born in Jerusalem 296 years ago. In his book Mar'it Ain, Balikutim, what it means Likutim in the end, in verse 7, Besiman Zayin, he wrote like this, that also he wrote the same like the Aruch HaShulchan, and he said like this, he said, Beyom Lag BaOmer, יצאו רבי שמעון בר יוחאי ובנו אלעזר מן המערה שבפקיעים. That means, again, it's not his yortzeit. Okay. הרב עובדיה יוסף, זכר צדיק וקדוש לברכה, that you all know, in his book Hazon Ovadia. In Hazon Ovadia on Yom Tov, that speak about the Yom Tov, okay, in page Resh Ayin Gimel 273, he also write that in that day, like BaOmer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai came out of the cave. The Hatam Sofer, Rabbi Moshe Sofer, he born in the city of Frankfurt in Germany 258 years ago. In his shoot, She'elot V'Tshuvot leHatam Sofer on Yoreh De'ah, in Siman Resh Lamed Gimel, that means 233, he wrote that in Yom Yud Het Be'iyar, the 18th of Iyar, okay, listen what's happened. Ehel Haman laredet bamidbar lebnei Israel. That means that the manna start to come down to the Jewish people while they was in the wilderness. So we see from here three different ideas why we don't say Tahanun. Number one, the student of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. Number two, that the famous sage, Atana Kadosh, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, came out of the cave, Belag BaOmer. Okay? And the Hatam Sofer bring in his shoot, She'elot V'Tshuvot, that a matter of fact, on the 18th of Iyar, the manna came down from heaven. So we see from here three different ideas what's happened. Now I would like to speak about Rashbi. Rashbi, it means Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, born in the Galilee, to his father Yochai and his mother Sarah. and he lived during the destruction of the second temple in the 2nd century. Okay, and not only that, he was the 4th generation for the sages. His main rabbi was Rabbi Akiva. And a matter of fact, Rabbi Akiva, Hazal tell us in a Gemara that he given him the smicha to him, to Rabbi Yehuda, to Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Meir, and Rabbi Elazar ben Shamoa. That means he made them. Lerabotenu shebadarom. You remember we spoke about it. Now, a little bit about the biography of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. His mother Sarah was a barren for many years, and she couldn't have children. And after many years, one night, and it was on Rosh Hashanah Eve, okay, and Rosh Hashanah Eve, she had a dream, a very strange dream. And in a dream, she see an angel coming from heaven with a jug of water, and he watering dry trees. And the next thing, that trees come alive. Not only that tree come alive, that tree bring a beautiful fruit. And she see that in her dream, she begging to the angel, please, please let me drink from that water, that maybe I can fall pregnant and I can have children. That she saw in a dream. When she wake up in the morning, she told the story to her husband. And funny enough, listen to that, her husband Yochai had the same dream. And they couldn't work it out what happened. So they decide to go and to consult with the biggest rabbi. Who was the biggest rabbi in that time? Rabbi Akiva. When they gone to Rabbi Akiva to interpret for them, to interpret the dream, Rabbi Akiva told them that, a matter of fact, Sarah, the wife of Yochai, she's already pregnant. And not only that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give her a child, will bless her with a child that will light the entire world with Torah. The entire world with Torah. What is he revealed to? To the book of the Zohar. That means that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, with his power, he will write the book of the Zohar. We'll get to the book of the Zohar now, right now. The book of the Zohar. Many people intend to think that the book of the Zohar been written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. No, it's a mistake. The book of the Zohar was written by his student, Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Abba wrote the book. Although that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, a matter of fact, he was behind it, but the person that actually wrote it was Rabbi Abba. When is it been written? It's been written on the 12 years that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was inside the cave. Okay? What is the book of the Zohar? The book of the Zohar, it's a Kabbalistic book. It's a mystical book that speak and reveal the secret of the Torah, everything behind the Torah. That means whatever hiding behind the secret of the Torah. If you want to know how HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, what's happening in the heaven, that's the book of the Zohar. Okay? What's happened? Now we say that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son been in a cave for 12 years. As a matter of fact, no, they've been 13 years they've been in a cave, not 12 years, and we'll get to it. And we'll see how's it work. Hazal in a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat in page Lamed Gimel Amud Bet, 33, folio 2. Hazal explained the reason why Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai needed to run away, to flee, and to hide in a cave. What's happened? Hazal tell us that there they speak, the sages were speaking, and they say, look what the Romans done while they're in Israel. They build roads, they done that, they build nice places to have a bath. In that time they needed a bath, they didn't every house have, and etc. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, a matter of fact, laughed on a Roman and mocked them. He said, whatever the Roman done, they didn't done it for the Jewish people. They done it to their own benefit. I don't want to say the word that he mentioned there, but he mocked them terribly. And when the Roman Empire, the Roman Caesar heard about it, he punished and he sentenced Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai on a punishment of death. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai didn't have a choice. He needed to flee. At the beginning, he hid in Bet HaMidrash, and every day his wife used to bring him food. But shortly, he realized how long that can happen. Because if the Roman going to catch his wife and they're going to torture her, after all, Nashim Da'atam Kala, she will reveal. That's what the Gemara says, Nashim Da'atam Kala. What it means reveal? She will tell that he's hiding inside the Bet HaMidrash and they're going to catch him. Therefore, he decided, he took his son Elazar and he flee to a place and he hid in a cave in Pki'im for 12 years. And while there was in a cave, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made for them a great miracle. What was the miracle? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes for them a miracle, and a tree of carob grow up and a spring of fresh water was there. And from that's how they survived for 12 years in a cave. Hazal also explained that they didn't have clothes because they couldn't go out, and that no one knew about them except Eliyahu Navi, that we'll get to it right now. So when they used to daven, they hardly used to daven, but when they used to daven, they used to wear their clothes. But when they used to sleep and when they used to study Torah, they buried themselves in the sand. And that's how they study Torah, until they rise above and they reach to a level that we cannot understand. Who was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? That many people say that the Rama Mipano, Rabbi Menachem Azariah Mipano, he explained that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was a reincarnation of Moshe Rabbeinu. We don't understand that. It's a different neshama completely. It's a different soul beyond understanding. And while they was in a cave, they were studying, Eliyahu Navi, Elijah, used to come to them every day, Rabotai, every day, and reveal from them secret from heaven. That means he used to tell them all the secret from heaven. And after 12 years, Eliyahu Navi came to them and he told them that the Caesars die, and they came out of the cave. Because why? Because it used to be a custom in the Roman Empire that when the Caesar died, all the decree that he had on people being canceled. And one of the decree was to kill Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Therefore, when he died, they canceled that decree, and now Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai can walk freely. When they came out of the cave, the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, Lamed Gimel Amud Bet, that means 33, folio 2 that we mentioned, Hazal tell us, when they came out, they saw people plowing, people planting, harvesting. They couldn't take it. And wherever Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai looked, a matter of fact, he started to burn that place. And a voice from heaven came and said, Le'achriv olami yetzatem. That means you came out to destroy my world that I created. That's the voice of heaven. Hizru limkomchem. Return back to your place. What does it mean, return back to your place? Go back to the cave. And Rabbi Shimon and his son gone back for another year. After 13 years that they've been now in the cave. By the way, when they came out from the cave after 12 years, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said to his son, listen to that. That's something that I can never understand. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said to his son, Mishpat Rishaim begehenam 12 chodesh. That means a judgment of a wicked people in Gehenna, it's for 12 months. And we was in a cave for 12 years. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that wrote the Holy Zohar, that we don't understand what is it, said that he was a wicked, Has v'shalom. If he wouldn't say it, I wouldn't even put it on my tongue. Do you understand who was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? So they returned for another year. After a year, after 13 years, they're coming again out of the cave. And now, Rabbi Elazar, wherever he looked, he burned. Immediately his father realized what his son doing, he put the fire down. Chazal tell us that they reached to such a level that they couldn't see people working, people actually doing physical work. How can they leave such a holy Torah, such a beautiful Torah, and they're wasting their time on physical work? They become so spiritual that we don't understand. And that's a little bit about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and the Holy Zohar and the cave. Now I would like to move to certain customs that we have. One of the customs that we have, that we do on Lag BaOmer, it's we light bonfire. And why do we light bonfire? Bonfire in Hebrew, we call it medura, medurat esh. Why do we light bonfire? And I'm today, Be'ezrat Hashem, going to bring 3 different ideas why dafka bonfire. So we have to understand what's the reason for it. So Chazal tell us like this. Chazal told us that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai finished to write the book of the Zohar on Lag BaOmer, that the book of the Zohar is the secret of the Torah. And the secret of the Torah is compared to a fire. And when he finished to write the secret of the Torah, Chazal tell us that was a fire surrounding the cave, okay? Was fire surrounding the cave. That means when Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai finished the Zohar, the Holy Zohar, was fire surrounding the cave in Pke'im, in Miron. What happened there? Chazal explained on that merit, that it was so holy and it was so spiritual, the fire was surrounding that. To remember that on Lag BaOmer, we light a bonfire. That's one idea. The second idea that when that we explained that when Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Elazar was sitting in a cave and they were studying Torah with Eliyahu Navi, was a pillar of fire, okay, that used to come mirkiah deshmaya, that means from heaven down to earth, and it was a spiritual fire that was on the top of the cave in Pke'im. That means to remember that, in honor of that, we light a bonfire to remember the custom of that holy and that spiritual Torah that they used to learn. That means the string and the power of Torah that was from heaven to earth. And that's the main reason that we're lighting bonfire. That's the second idea. The third idea is to remind us the power of the Torah, the spiritual and the power that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son Elazar reached to. That wherever they looked, they were so holy and they were so spiritual that they couldn't see people working, doing physical work. So wherever they look, they burn that place to remind us about the holiness and the greatness that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and his son Elazar achieved when they left the cave. Sorry, I just need to drink something because my throat was dry. So it's come to tell us something extraordinary. The bonfire that we're lighting, it's in merit of the Holy Torah, and that's the secret of the Torah. That means the book of the Zohar, it's the Kabbalistic, the mystical part that hiding behind our Torah, the secret of our Holy Torah. Now I would like to move to another custom. There's another custom that the children play with bow and arrow. Hetz v'keshet, they call it. Hetz is a bow, keshet is a bow, and hetz is an arrow. Listen to that. If you say bow and arrow, bow is a keshet. Keshet is also a rainbow. And now we'll explain where is the custom that the kids playing with bow and arrow. Where is the custom for it? And the main reason that the children play with bow and arrow actually come from the Gemara in the Yerushalmi. The Gemara in the Yerushalmi in Masechet Brachot, in page 65, folio 1. There, Chazal tell us something extraordinary. Hazal tell us that during the time that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was alive, that he lived, the rainbow never shone in heaven. And we know that the rainbow is a sign to us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should destroy the world and bring the flood again. But because his covenant that he given at Kashti Natati Ba'anan, because he given his rainbow in heaven, it's come to warn us that we should correct our deeds. He doesn't bring the flood. Hazal say in a Gemara, in a Yerushalmi in Masechet Brachot, that during the life of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the rainbow never showed. Do you understand the power of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? That means Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, in his merit, he took all the decrees and all the averot that was in the world in his shoulder. Hazal tell us another story. Hazal tell us that one day was a cloudy day. Suddenly the world became cloudy and get darker and darker and darker. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai couldn't understand what's happening. And suddenly the angel of death, the Satan, Yetzer Hara, Umalach HaMavet, as Hazal explained, come and he said, what's happening here? Why there is darkness in the world? He said, so the angel of death said to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu given me a permission to start destroying the world. He said to him, listen to me carefully. You go back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you tell him that Shimon, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is on earth, Ba'aretz, nothing gonna happen. He said, but listen, I got the permission. He said, listen to me carefully. If you're not gonna go now, I'm gonna deal with you. When the Satan heard that, what can he say? Immediately gone up. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to him, tell me, are you stupid? Didn't you know that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is on earth? And if Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai on earth, nothing can happen. Better leave, go. Fetchek, Hamba, Sugawena. That's what's happened. Look at the power of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the rainbow, and rainbow mean keshet. And now we can understand why the little children play with bow and arrow on Lag Omer, raise the phosphor. And with your permission, I'm going to go now to Sgula. Tonight, there is a special Sgula, and we spoke about it on Pesach, you remember? But now you'll see how the Segula come. The Zohar HaKadosh say about tonight until the end of the week. They say like this, Tri'in Petihin. What does it mean, Tri'in Petihin? The heavens gate are open. You remember that I mentioned that on Pesach, Leila Seder, Sha'arei Shamayim Ptuchim. You remember I mentioned that? Tonight, that it's Pesach Sheni, until Friday, until Shabbos, Sha'arei Shamayim Ptuchim. Again, why? Hazal explained that tonight is Pesach Sheni. Pesach Sheni, we explain what's happened. Those people that was contaminated, they got close to a dead body, or they touched a dead body, or there was inside a room with a dead body, they be considered as a contaminated. And a person that contaminated cannot bring sacrifice of Pesach. That was in the second year for the Exodus, only in the second years. Because after that, from 2,449 years for the creation, that was the second year, until the day that Bnei Israel enter, what do you call it, Eretz Israel, they couldn't bring Korban Pesach. Why? Because there was Arelim, there was uncircumcised. That means for 49 years, only in the 50th year, for 39 years, not 49, for 39 years, Bnei Israel cannot bring Korban Pesach. Why? Because a person that is uncircumcised, that means a person that is circumcised cannot eat from Korban Pesach, cannot bring Korban Pesach. So on the second years, for the Exodus, those people that was involved with the body, for example, we brought Mishael and El-Tzapan. Mishael and El-Tzapan, after Nadav and Avihu brought the strange fire, Oshtuye Yain, as Rashi bring. There's a secret that we spoke on Thursday about the Parsha, what's really happened with them, why it says, Vayamutu b'nei Aaron, okay, Ahare mochne b'nei Aaron vayamutu. Why twice the word Vayamutu? You remember we explained that was 2 days there. Who have to take them from Holy of Holiness? It was Mishael and El-Tzapan. And Mishael and El-Tzapan, once that they couldn't enter the Holy of Holiness, but they pulled them out. They become contaminated. Someone have to bury them, become contaminated. And they couldn't bring Korban Pesach. So they gone to Moshe Rabbeinu and said to Moshe Rabbeinu, we done a mitzvah and we dealt with the deceased. We buried the deceased, we buried the dead. Why shouldn't we merit to bring Korban Pesach? So Moshe Rabbeinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered them that in Yudhet B'Iyar, a month later, Yudalet B'Iyar, Yudalet, the 14th of Iyar, they can celebrate Pesach Sheni. And that's what it's called, Pesach Sheni. They can bring the Korban Pesach. What's happened? And now I'm going back to the remedy. Said the Zohar HaKadosh, people that didn't manage to receive Pnei Shechina bePesach, that means didn't manage to receive the Holy Spirit on Pesach, they got another chance. When is the next chance? It's tonight until Friday. Pesach Sheni, that means from tonight until, Rabota, listen to it, until Friday night, we have a chance again to daven for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he will bring on us abundance, to bring on us shefa shel bracha, shefa shel briut, that means abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of happiness, people that need shlom bayit, people that need to daven for their son to find a shidduch, for their daughter to find a shidduch, those that need wealth, those that need health, parnasa, whatever you need. You can daven now, because Sha'arei Shamayim Ptuchim on those 7 days. And not for nothing, tonight, it's also the yortzeit of the great sages, Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. And there is a remedy, Rabotai, to light a candle tonight, in memory of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. And what you should do, when you light the candle, you should say 3 times, Elaha de Meir Aneni, Elaha de Meir Aneni, Elaha de Meir Aneni. After you light the candle, the yortzeit candle for him, you put few rain in a pushka or few cents, doesn't make a difference. And then you daven to Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, and you ask him that he will stand and daven in the behalf of us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he will bring abundance on us. And you ask for briut, for health, for wealth, for whatever you need. Why is it called Rabbi Baal HaNes? Because he made many miracles. And where did Chazal learn Elakah de Meir Aneni? There's a story in the Gemara about his sister-in-law, that the Roman actually captured her. And they took her, lo alenu, and they wanted to make her a whore. And the wife of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes, Bruria, told him, please release my sister. He said, I can release her on one condition, if she never sinned, if she didn't commit immorality, if she didn't. And he said, okay. So Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes dressed up like a normal guy, and he gone and he asked for her. And when he met her, he tried to seduce her, because she didn't recognize her brother-in-law, suddenly dressed like this. And he realized that she never sinned. And he told the God that used to look after those women, he said, listen, I'm going to pay you. He said, even if you pay me, they're going to kill me. He said, I'm going to teach you a trick. If you say Elaha de Meir Aneni 3 times, nothing can happen to you, I promise you. And that's how he released his sister and he escaped, and the story go on there until the in charge, the officer in charge asked that God what happened and blah, 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 and it's gone. He done many miracles. So from here, Hazal learned that when a person say, Elaha de Meir Aneni 3 times, Elaha de Meir. No, many people say, Elaha de Rabbi Meir. No. Don't make that mistake. Elaha de Meir Aneni 3 times. After you light the Yortzeit candle, you stand and you ask Rabbi Meir to daven for you, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that bring on you abundance of wealth, health, prosperity, whatever you want, whatever you need, to daven for your kids, to daven for your grandchildren, to daven for everyone. So Be'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have mercy on us this week and will accept our davening and accept all the davening of Kol Amo Bet Israel. And Be'ezrat Hashem will send us Metziach Tzidkenu and build the third Bet HaMikdash B'mera B'yamenu Amen Ken Yeh Ratzon. I would like to take the opportunity again because my cousin Tsuriti is on with us, and tonight is the Yortzeit of her father and mother. That was my uncle, and he was the pillar of my family. Not many people know, but I want to tell you a story. My family is a 10th generation in Eretz Israel. My grandfather been killed in 1948. There's a book of Yisco. He'd been murdered by the Jordanian. And when my grandfather died, Tsuriti's father, his name is Menachem, he'd been stung by a scorpion because he was fighting for the underground. He was fighting for the underground to have the states of Israel. That means that my family fought for the states of Israel. There's a lot about the family that I didn't told you, but so her father, he was the pillar of our family. And he told after my grandfather died, he was a young man when my grandfather died, he promised his mother that he will never marry until the last child will marry. And my grandmother, Baruch Hashem, have 7 kids, and he makes sure that all his siblings gonna get married, and only then he got married. That's my uncle, and tonight that is Yortzeit. So Be'ezrat Hashem, the Torah that they study in Eretz Israel, and a little bit of word that we say here that will stand up for him, that's gonna be La'ilui Nishmat Menachem Zion Ben Ketzia, Ve'ilui Nishmat his wife, Zehava Bracha Bat Malka, that was a great woman, that she raised 2 little kids by herself for many years. And she never got married. She was, for us, she was part of our family. And we used to call her Doda Zehava, Auntie Zehava. And for us, that was something beyond understanding. So Tsuriti, wish you and all the family, please God, Arichut Yamim, and will you never see any more sadness. Please God, soon, Be'eretz Israel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishlach lanu Mashiach tzidkenu. Amen, Ken Yeh Ratzon. Now, time, those of you that want to ask question, please unmute yourself, because I mute the microphone, and you can ask question. Bechavod.
Rav. Rav, can I ask you, when can we shave? That's everybody wants to know. When can we shave?
So the Rama, there is 2 opinions. There is, according to the Kabbalistic that we know, they keep the 49 days, Erev Shavuot. But that's not for us, because we normal people. Normal people, because this year, when is Lag BaOmer fall? Thursday night? Nachon? Thursday night?
Yeah.
Friday. So already, it's not just the shaving, it's mainly the haircut. The Radbaz, Rabbi David Ben Zimra, bring a leniency that you can shave even on Rosh Chodesh. But that's the Radbaz. But this year, already you can shave, listen to me, you can shave on Lag BaOmer. Pashut. So in honor of Shabbat, you can shave and you can cut.
And Thursday night, can we shave? Or
Yeah.
Friday morning?
What difference does it make? Shave on Thursday morning in honor of Shabbat, because it's already Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. That it's going to be Aharat Shabbat. You follow? So rather do it on Friday morning. Why? That will be Aharat Shabbat. Ado, the Ashkenazim doesn't have any problem. Dr. Les, not Les, Dr. Les. But the Sfaradim actually is Lamed Daled. Lamed Daled, it's on Shabbat. But because Lag BaOmer fall on Friday, we also allowed to have a shave and a haircut on Friday on Lag BaOmer. Okay?
Wonderful. What a wonderful shiur.
Thank you, Dr. Les. What else? Any other question, Rabotai, please? Question.
Hello, it's Anthony.
Shalom Aleichem, Dr. Anthony. How are you?
Right, how are you?
How are you feeling, Antonio?
All right, thanks. Not bad.
Bechavod.
If you have a wedding on the 33rd, Lag of the Omer, it's already after Lag BaOmer. Can you still play music?
Anthony, I didn't hear you. For some reason, the line cut you off. Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. If you have a wedding on the 30th of Lag BaOmer and it starts in the afternoon, right? Can you hear me?
I can listen. I'm listening, yeah.
Then it goes into the 34th night. Can you listen to music in the wedding on the 34th night? It'll be after Lag BaOmer. Will you be able to listen to music if the wedding goes into the night?
In general, yes, but this year you can't because the 34th...
No, this year is not, but generally, no, if it's not this year, if it was another year.
Shoot, why? Also on Lag BaOmer night, you're allowed to listen to music. Not only that, on Lag BaOmer, there's no problem to get married according to the Rama. The Rama said that you can. The only mahmirim is the Sfaradim, Lamed Daled. So what's the problem?
I have a question.
Yes, Dr. Mark.
These special days that you mentioned between tonight and Shabbat, do we not say Tachanun on all the days or only tomorrow?
Sorry, say again.
Tachanun. Do we only leave it out tomorrow or do we leave it out the whole week?
Tomorrow. No. Only tomorrow. Pesach Sheni.
Okay.
Then those days are open for davening. That means to come closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay. Then after Lag BaOmer, when we keep the 33 days from Pesach till Lag BaOmer. After Lag BaOmer, you can have a haircut on any day and listen to music all the way through to Shavuot.
Nachon. Why?
So we finished with the days of mourning.
We finished. The counting has nothing to do with the morning. The counting, that we have to count 49 days. Why 49 days? That for 49 days, it's a word 49 sha'arei tumah. You remember the 49 level of tumah. That every day we get cleansed. The Lag BaOmer, according to the Gemara that we brought, you remember now in Masechet Yevamot, you remember in page 62, folio 2, Samech Bet Amud Bet, the Meiri explained that on Lag BaOmer, the student of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. According to Marana Bet Yosef, Rabbi Yosef Karo, okay, Rabbi Yosef Karo born, just to give you a bit of history about him, in a city of Toledo in Spain 532 years ago, 32 or 33, 33 years ago, I think, okay? He says that a matter of fact, that in Lag BaOmer there was still dying, therefore, only on a 34 of the counting of the Omer, you can start having a shave, a haircut, and etc. And you can do smahot. Okay, but
That's all the way through then to Shavuot.
the Ramai actually more lenience on that, and he said no on Lag BaOmer. Beseder?
Yeah, but it's all, but from Lag BaOmer, it's all the way through to Shavuot. You can
Yeah.
have haircuts and music.
You can have
Okay.
anything that you want,
Okay. Thank you, Rob.
and you can do.
Oh,
you
you can go and jive now, boy. You can go and jive.
No, but what I also want to know is there no, how come we don't do Hallel tomorrow?
Hallel, we don't say Hallel. It's Pesach Sheni.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
It's a special day. It's a special day.
But Dr. Mark, I just want to mention that if you remember, during Hol HaMoed of Pesach, we didn't say Hallel with the brocha. We say only Hallel Mekutzar, the short Hallel, not a full Hallel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember that we explained the show. מעשה ידיי טובעים בים ואתם אומרים שירה. Remember we explained that, we brought all the thing. So no, we don't say Hallel, we just don't say Tahanun, but there is a custom. Remember to eat tonight if you can, and tomorrow a matzah to remember Pesach Sheni.
Shkoach, Rob, thank you for a wonderful shiur.
Okay, I hope that everyone enjoyed. Is any other question, Rabota? If there is any
And
other,
thank you for the
No.
Hashkara.
I'm
Yes.
happy. I'm happy.
good.
Yeah.
We're all happy if you happy.
Yeah. Rabota,
That's right.
wish you all a beautiful night. We'll meet again, please God, on Thursday night. I know that it's Lag BaOmer. I'll keep a time because I'm also want to make a bonfire with my family, with my children, with my grandchildren. So we'll see when we're going to make the shiur. I'm not sure when, but I'll keep you posted.
Good.
And we'll go from there. In the
And just be
meantime,
careful with the bonfire, please.
have a good night. Look after yourself.
Cool talk,
Thank
Rob.
you. Rob.
All the good.
All the best. Bye.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Bye.
Lee.
Thank you, Rob.
Bye, everyone. Bye.